Hi everyone, I'm Stella from Stella's Yarn Universe. This is part 1 of my triangle shawl crochet tutorial. It's a different kind of crochet tutorial. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I usually share amigurumi patterns with you that I design and record tutorials for to share with you guys. So this is something new to me and my channel. And don't worry, my fellow amigurumi enthusiasts, my amigurumi patterns aren't going anywhere. This is just something I did in addition to my amigurumi. And the reason why I did this is because I had the privilege of teaching a lovely group of ladies how to crochet. And we already completed several workshops together. And once they learned the basics, they wanted to create something wearable. And the first actual large thing that we crocheted together was a triangle shawl. And so I designed this pattern for them. And that's why it's super beginner friendly. So even if you're very new to crochet, don't be intimidated by these different patterns because I explain everything step by step. I thought this would be a great project to share with you as well and to encourage you, even if you're a beginner, to take on a bigger project and don't be afraid of creating something beautiful for yourself or as a gift for someone else. I walk you through every step of the way, so it should be super easy to follow for you. And even if you are advanced, of course, you can go ahead and crochet along with me. I'll include timestamps in the description, so you can jump ahead if it gets too boring for you and you just know what to do. You want to skip to the next row. There will be timestamps for each row in the description, so you can go ahead and do that. So this is just a nice autumn project for everyone. I hope so. I hope you enjoy it. So let's jump into the material. I used Rico Creative Cotton Aran for this. This is a different color, obviously, but this is the brand I used. So this is Aran or worsted weight yarn. It's 50 gram and 85 meters. So I'll convert this to ounces and yards for you if you need it. And I used a 5mm hook for it. So you can make this in one color. When I designed it, I made it just in white, which I'll show you here. So it's really nice in just one color as well. So if you're using one color, you will probably need 10 of those 50-gram balls of yarn if you're using the same weight and length, or even the same brand. This is a bit it's 100% cotton, so the one thing I'm gonna warn you about is it might split. It splits a lot when you crochet. I don't really mind because I really like this yarn and I like the finished look of it. But if that's something that annoys you, then maybe you want to go for some other yarn or something that you're used to and that you enjoy working with. Just a little heads up there. So you will, if you make it in one color, you will definitely need 10 of these. But if you do what I did, because each section has a different color, so all these bubble rows have the same color, and then these sections have the same color, and then these larger sections have the same color. So then you may actually need more. So for this section that I made in nature, so I used the Rico Creative Cotton Aran in nature, orange, and light pistachio, in case you like these colors. So for this section, you need about 2 to 3 balls. So if you want to be sure, I'd recommend 3. Then for these bubble sections, you would need 4, I'd recommend. 3 to 4, but 4 to be on the safe side. And then for this section here that I made in light pistachio, I would get 5 balls of yarn. So yes, that would make it, what did I say, 4, 5, and 3. So that would make it 12, because you change colors. You have certain colors in mind for different sections. Yeah, but if you use the same and you can just join a new ball of yarn anywhere, then yes, then 10 should be enough. And also this is really nice if you make it in, if you use one of those yarn cakes, that would look beautiful as well. And like I said, just one color gives it a different but also very beautiful look. So I'm excited to see what you're going for. So if you have any questions about the material that you want to use, leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So with all that said, let's get started. So we start our triangle shawl with a chain of 4. So we make a slip knot, and then we chain 4, and then we slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. So right there in the first one, we just go in between. So now it looks like a D, like a mirrored D actually. And we pick up the yarn, pull it through, and then slip the first loop through the second loop on our hook, so that the first and last stitch are connected, and now we have a ring to crochet in. So for the first row, we chain 3, and now we crochet in the big hole here in the middle of the ring. So we ignore the individual chains, we just crochet in this big hole for the whole row. So now we treble crochet 4, right there in the big ring. Oops. 1, there was 1, now 2, 3, oops, and 4, and then we chain 2. So this is where the middle is going to be, the center of the triangle, and the 3 chains in the beginning, they count as a stitch. So now for the other side, we treble crochet 5. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the first row done. And it already looks like a little triangle if you pull the 2 chains there. So now we turn it around so that we can start row 2. And in row 2 we start with 3 chains again. 1, 2, 3. And the 3 chains in the beginning always count as a treble crochet. So then we treble crochet 2 in the first stitch, which is this one here. 1 and 2, and then we treble crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1 in each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 2 double crochet in the first and then 1 in each of the next 4. Now in this 2 chain space we double crochet 2. So we ignore the individual chains and just go in this big gap there and treble crochet 1 and 2. Then we chain 2 and treble crochet 2 more in the same gap here. 1 and 2. And now we treble crochet again 1 in each of the next 4 stitches. Up the other side. 1 treble in there. Oops. 1 treble in there. The third one. And 1 more in here. Now this chain of 3 in the beginning, that counts as a stitch. So next we're going to crochet in this 3rd chain here. And we will treble crochet 3 in there, because here in the beginning we have 1 chain of 3 and then 2 treble crochet, and we want to mimic that on the other side. So we just go in the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3, that's the 3rd, and then we treble crochet 3 in there. Now I caught 1 loop of this 3rd chain, which is fine, but actually, ideally, if you want the result to be perfect, it's best if you catch 2 loops. So when you insert your hook in this 3rd chain, if you go this way, now you have 2 loops on the hook. So you don't just have the 1, but 2, the back loop and then the loop that's on the bottom on the other side. So we treble crochet 3 in there. So now you can see the gap isn't as big because I caught 2 loops of the chain. So that's row 2 done. So we turn it around again. And then in row 3, once again, we start with 3 chains. And we treble crochet 2 in the first stitch, which is this one here. So if you're unsure which one it is, you can always count. We made 3 chains, so it must be the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the actual first stitch. So treble crochet 2 in there. And then we treble crochet in the next 8 stitches, 1 in each. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, and 8. So now we're at this 2 chain space again, and in there we treble crochet 2, again in this big gap, ignoring the individual chains. Then we chain 2 and treble crochet 2 more in this big gap there. One and 2. Then we treble crochet in the next 8 stitches. So again, 1 in each of the next 8. So 1 in there. Oops. 1 in here. Oops. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we will treble crochet 3 in the 3rd chain again. So in this chain that we made in the beginning of the previous row, we count to the 3rd stitch, which is the top one there. And then one trick to catch 2 loops is if you actually go in there in between the front and back loop, but from this side, so your hook comes out on the wrong side actually, and then you just go in between the last stitch and this chain of 3, and now you have caught 2 loops of the 3rd chain. Oh, and I forgot to do my yarn over first because we want to treble crochet. So yarn over and then go through the 3rd chain this way. 1, 2, and 3. And that's the 3rd row done. So you can see we already have a little triangle here. And now in row 4, we start again with 3 chains and then 2 treble crochet in the 1st stitch. And now we treble crochet in the next 12 stitches. So this here is the next stitch. Again, we treble crochet 1 in each all the way to the center space. 2, oops, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we reach the 2 chain center space again. And in there, as we did before, we treble crochet 2. So right in the big space, 1 and 2, then chain 2 and treble crochet 2. And now we treble crochet 12 again, 1 in each of the next 12 stitches, this one being the first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now we treble crochet 3 in the 3rd chain again. So I'm going to use my trick again. So I just go through the front loop, but from the wrong way around, from the top, and then I just go through in between the 3 chains and the first stitch. And now it's as if I inserted my hook in the 3rd chain and caught 2 loops. And once again, I forgot to yarn over first. So 1, 2, and 3 treble crochet on there, in there. So that's the base of our triangle shawl done. So here we should have 2 plus the 12, 14 plus the 3. We should have 17 stitches on each side now, and this chain of 3 in the beginning counts. So if you want to double check, you should have 17 stitches on each side, and that doesn't, those 2 chains in the middle here don't count. So each of these little treble crochets you can count. So now for row 5, I'm going to change color. So I'll cut off my yarn here and turn my work around. And then I'm going to pull a loop out in the new color that I want to use. Just pull a loop through there and then pull both ends tight. If you want, you can tie them together to secure them further, but it looks a bit neater if you just weave in the ends later. So we chain 2 this time, and then we skip the first 2 stitches. So skip this one and this one, and then double crochet in the 3rd stitch, and then we chain 2 again and skip the next 2 and single crochet in the 3rd stitch from here, double crochet, sorry, and again chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the 3rd, and now we chain 2 again, and we double crochet in the 2 chain space here in the middle, double crochet in there, then we chain 2 and double crochet in there again, and now up the other side, chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches and double crochet in the 3rd stitch, and chain 2, skip 2 stitches and double crochet in the 3rd, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the 3rd, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the 3rd, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next, and then chain 2 and then skip this last stitch here and double crochet in the 3rd chain. There we go. So that's row 5 done. Now we can turn around to start row 6, and row 6 begins with 3 chains, 2, 3, and then here these 2 chains that we made, you can see that there are little gaps below them now, and we simply crochet in this gap now of the first 2 chain space there. So we treble crochet 4 in here, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yes, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we chain 1, and here in this next 2 chain space, we're going to double crochet 1 in there. And then we chain 2, and now here in the next 2 chain space we treble crochet 1. Now we chain 2, and in this next space here we double crochet 1, and now we chain 1, and in this next one here we treble crochet 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we chain 1, and in this last 2 chain space before the center 2 chain space we double crochet 1 again. So that's how it should look so far. Then we chain 2, and in this center 2 chain space we treble crochet 1, chain 2, and treble crochet 1 in the same space, and then we mirror all of that on the other side. So we chain 2, then we double crochet in the next 2 chain space there, then we chain 1 and treble crochet 5 in the next 2 chain space here, one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we chain 1 and double crochet in the next 2 chain space, now we chain 2 and treble crochet in the next 2 chain space, chain 2 and double crochet in the next 2 chain space. Now we chain 1 and treble crochet 5 in the last 2 chain space here. One, two, 3, 4, oops, 5. And if the ends have come a bit loose, just tighten them again. And that's row 6 done. So that's how your triangle should look now. More or less. It looks a bit different with the other yarn. As you can see, I used that one here. Now in row 7, first of all turn around and work, and now we start with 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we treble crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We skipped the first stitch because the first 3 chains count as the first stitch, so we treble crochet in the next stitch there. So there should be a gap now because we didn't work in the first stitch but in the second. Then we chain 1 again. We chain 1 and treble crochet in the next stitch here. Chain 1 and treble crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1 and treble crochet in the next stitch. So now we crocheted in this first little fan that we have here, but we just continue this way. So we chain 1, then we skip this double crochet that we have here, and we treble crochet in this treble crochet that we made here. So in there, in that stitch, you make another treble crochet. So now you can see there should be quite a big gap there because we ignored the double crochet that we made there in the previous row. Now we chain 1 again, and again we skip this double crochet. Instead we treble crochet right here in the first treble crochet of the next little fan that we made. Then we chain 1 and treble crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1 and treble crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1 treble crochet in the next stitch, chain 1 and treble crochet in the last stitch of the this little fan. So that's where we are now. Now we chain 1 and treble crochet in this center 2 chain space here. Then we chain 2 and treble crochet again in the same center 2 chain space. Then we chain 1 and again we skip this double crochet here, and instead we treble crochet in the first treble crochet of this little fan here. This stitch, when you make 5 or sometimes even 3 or more stitches in one place like this, then it's often referred to as fan. So 1 treble crochet in there, 1 chain, 1 treble crochet in the next stitch, chain, oh here I split my yarn, I'll actually go back, sorry about that. Chain 1, treble crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, treble crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, treble crochet in the next stitch, chain 1. Now again we skip this double crochet and treble crochet 1 in this treble crochet that we made here. Chain 1 and once more skip the double crochet and instead treble crochet here in the first treble crochet of the next little fan. Then chain 1 and treble crochet in the next, chain 1, treble crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, treble crochet in the next stitch, and now chain 1 and treble crochet in the third chain of the 3 chains of the beginning of the previous row. So 1 treble crochet in there, and that's our round 7 done. So you may want to stretch everything so that you can clearly see the pattern that's building now. So it should all be in a nice triangle shape. If not, then maybe you need to adjust the tension. That might mean that my tension is different from yours. That's why it may look different for me than for you. So if you can't spread it out into a flat triangle shape, then maybe the tension is too tight for this pattern. So then you can try to crochet a bit more loosely to prevent that from happening. Now onto row 8. So we turn everything around, and this time we begin with a chain of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we treble crochet in the again we ignore this stitch here, so we skip this one, we ignore the chain, and we treble crochet in this treble crochet here. So that's how it should look. There should be quite a big gap there. Then we chain 2 again and treble crochet in the next treble crochet right here. Now we chain 2 again and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. And once more, chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. So that's how it should look so far. And now we don't chain, we treble crochet in this next, not in the next treble crochet, but in the one behind that. So we skip this one, so there should be like a small triangle shaped gap there, quite a big gap actually. Now we chain 1 again and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Oh, sorry, we were supposed to chain 2. So we chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet, then again chain 2, treble crochet in the next treble crochet, chain 2, treble crochet in the next treble crochet, because I'm using cotton yarn for this, it splits a lot. So if you're using different yarn, then hopefully you won't have this problem. Now we chain 2 again and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. And now we jump straight to this 2 chain center space and treble crochet in there. Then we chain 2 and treble crochet again in the same space. So that's where we are now. Now we treble crochet, not in this one, but in the next treble crochet of this fan shape. So that's how it should look now. Now we chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Now we don't chain, and instead we treble crochet in the first treble crochet of this next fan shape here. So we skip this treble crochet and crochet in here. Now we chain 2 again and treble crochet in the next one. Chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. Chain 2 and treble crochet in the next treble crochet. And here we have our chain of 4 that we started the previous row with. So first of all, we're going to chain 2, and now we treble crochet in the third of these 4 chains counted from the base here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Go in this way again, treble crochet in there, and that's row 8 done. That's part 1 of my triangle crochet tutorial complete already. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me. If you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up for me. That would be so lovely. And also, if you have any questions, just leave them below in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. The next part of this triangle shawl tutorial will come your way on Wednesday. So a new part comes out every Wednesday. If you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, if you're interested in my amigurumi patterns, I highly recommend you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future tutorials. Thank you so much. Happy crocheting. Bye.